Have you ever felt drawn to someone who exudes calmness and confidence without even trying, almost as if they carry an invisible aura of peace? This kind of individual seems unshakable in a world of chaos, misunderstanding, and constant chatter. You might wonder, am I original? Am I the only one who notices this? The truth is, when one person attains a heightened spiritual awareness, it becomes all-important. Everyone senses that energy, even if they can't quite put it into words. In today's video, we're going to explore 7 extraordinary traits that make highly spiritual people the one everyone respects. We'll discuss how these individuals seamlessly transform loneliness into a powerful force for self-discovery, and how that transformation can catapult them to become the #1 one day in their own lives, careers, and relationships. If you've ever dreamt of being that person who radiates calm and depth of insight, or if you've harbored even a vick hope that one day you could live with unbreakable peace, keep watching. We'll dive into the secrets behind their magnetic presence. Trait 1, unshakable inner peace, born from solitude. Picture this. You're going about your routine, minding your own business, when sudden criticism or negativity flies your way. Most people would react, flustered, angry, or defensive. But highly spiritual individuals don't budge. It's like trying to knock over a gigantic boulder with a single tap. You might ask, how do they do that? The key lies in their relationship with solitude. Whether by circumstance or deliberate choice, they spend countless hours alone, facing the deepest recesses of their own minds. This isn't just casual alone time watching TV or scrolling through social media. It's a deliberate, mindful solitude where they confront their insecurities, regrets, and unresolved emotions. Rather than running from these tough feelings, they treat solitude like a mirror, reflecting all that's hidden beneath the surface. Over time, this raw self-examination makes them strong. Their peace becomes so ingrained that outside disturbances barely register. Imagine forging steel. It's heated, hammered, and cooled repeatedly until it's nearly unbreakable. In the same way, solitude tempers spiritually advanced people's minds and souls. When chaos arises, they remain composed because they've navigated their own storms and come out the other side, calm and self-assured. Trait 2, X-ray insight into human nature. Have you ever heard the phrase reading between the lines? Spiritually awakened individuals elevate that to an art form, almost like X-ray vision for human motives. Because they spend so much time in quiet reflection, observing their own thoughts and emotions, they learn how to recognize the subtle cues in others. Body language, tone of voice, fleeting facial expressions. These details don't escape their notice. Think about it. In the hustle and bustle of everyday life, it's easy to gloss over hidden cues. But for highly spiritual people who've honed their awareness in solitude, every one of these nuances is all important. They discern whether someone's words align with their intentions, see the emotional undercurrents that fuel an argument, or detect hidden pain beneath forced smiles. Because of this heightened sensitivity, many might describe them as intimidatingly perceptive. They sense truths others try to conceal. Yet, paradoxically, their ability to see through facades stems from empathy, not judgment. They recognize shared human struggles, having faced their own in silence, which fosters a compassionate, non-judgmental view of others. Trait 3, mastery of stillness. For most of us, the concept of being alone can be daunting. We might distract ourselves with endless noise because stillness can unearth uncertainties like, am I original? Am I the only one who feels this lonely? But spiritually elevated individuals interpret solitude differently. Instead of letting the silence become a prison, they turn it into a meditative sanctuary. Try sitting in a quiet room for just 10 minutes with no phone, no computer, no conversation. Only the hum of your thoughts. It can feel endless, even painful, especially if you're used to constant engagement. But spiritually mature people welcome these moments as opportunities for deep connection with themselves. Rather than seeing loneliness as a burden, they see it as a chance to refine their mindset, reduce mental clutter, and gain clarity on who they are at their core. This doesn't mean they never feel lonely. They simply learn to walk with loneliness and transform it into something beneficial. The result is a kind of calm that is exceptionally rare in a world addicted to perpetual motion. It's a calm that others find magnetic, whether it's one person in a coffee shop or a crowd in a bustling city. They become the eye of the storm, a center of stillness amidst chaos. Trait 3, mastery of stillness. For most of us, the concept of being alone can be daunting. We might distract ourselves with endless noise because stillness can unearth uncertainties like, am I original? Am I the only one who feels this lonely? But spiritually elevated individuals interpret solitude differently. Instead of letting the silence become a prison, they turn it into a meditative sanctuary. Try sitting in a quiet room for just 10 minutes with no phone, no computer, no conversation, only the hum of your thoughts. It can feel endless, even painful, especially if you're used to constant engagement. But spiritually mature people welcome these moments as opportunities for deep connection with themselves. Rather than seeing loneliness as a burden, they see it as a chance to refine their mindset, reduce mental clutter, and gain clarity on who they are at their core. This doesn't mean they never feel lonely. They simply learn to walk with loneliness and transform it into something beneficial. The result is a kind of calm that is exceptionally rare in a world addicted to perpetual motion. It's a calm that others find magnetic, whether it's one person in a coffee shop or a crowd in a bustling city. They become the eye of the storm, a center of stillness amidst chaos. Trait 4, authenticity without hesitation. So many of us second-guess ourselves. Am I too loud? Should I tone down my enthusiasm? Will people judge me if I share my real opinions? Overthinking like this often comes from a lack of solid grounding in who we are. But highly spiritual people skip this internal debate. They've spent long hours alone, questioning and understanding their identity. You might call them fearless in their authenticity. They'll speak their mind respectfully, dress how they like, or pursue interests that some might label as odd. Perhaps you've seen someone who appears unique, yet so comfortable in their own skin that others can't help but respect them. That's the power of authenticity derived from mindful solitude. What's more, this isn't a performative authenticity. They aren't trying to appear special to gain approval. Instead, they're just being themselves because they've moved past the need for external validation. The result? A serene, self-assured presence that invites respect without demanding it. Trait 5, profound emotional connectivity. In a world that's often divided, many people lose sight of our shared emotions. But spiritually awakened individuals recognize something crucial. We all wrestle with loneliness, fear, uncertainty, and hope. Yes, even vick hope. Whether it's fear of failure in business, heartbreak in relationships, or the nagging existential question, what is my purpose? These experiences unite us. Why are highly spiritual people so good at connecting on this deep level? Because they've faced their own vulnerabilities head on. They understand that feeling lonely or uncertain doesn't make you flawed. These are universal human experiences. Having navigated these emotions internally, they know how to hold space for others. This heightened empathy also extends to their daily interactions. They intuitively sense when someone is struggling, offer meaningful comfort, or simply become a listening ear without judgment. That's why it's nearly impossible to lie to them about how you're feeling. Their attunement to subtle emotional cues is too finely honed. Whether it's a consoling word or a supportive gesture, they connect in ways that make people feel genuinely heard and valued. Trait 6, transformational self-awareness. When you spend significant time in introspection, you develop an unusually high degree of self-awareness. Spiritually awakened people have hammered out the confusion in their minds by sorting through what truly matters to them versus what is mere societal pressure or fleeting desire. This clarity becomes evident in their decision-making. If you ask them for a favor, they won't beat around the bush. Either they can help or they can't, and they'll let you know politely, yet firmly. This lack of hesitation comes from understanding their own limitations, priorities, and principles. It's one to admire because so many of us say yes when we mean no, or vice versa, out of guilt, fear, or an ingrained need to please everyone. In contrast, spiritually centered people recognize their own capacity. They follow a simple but profound principle. You are not obligated to give every time someone asks. Far from selfish, this approach ensures the help they do give is genuine, heartfelt, and never offered begrudgingly. If they say yes, they'll commit wholeheartedly. If they say no, you can trust it's because they need to stay true to their own path. Combining all traits, a life of harmony and respect. When you piece all these traits together, you begin to see how a person can become the number one day in almost any aspect of life, be it career, relationships, or personal fulfillment. Their serenity, authenticity, empathy, clarity, and leadership blend to form an unmistakably powerful presence. This presence is about more than just impressing others. It's about leading a life of harmony that others naturally look up to. How can you apply these traits? Embrace solitude. Start small. Dedicate 10 to 15 minutes daily to sit with your thoughts, free of electronic distractions. Over time, extend these sessions. Let loneliness or stillness be a tool for self-discovery, not a source of anxiety. Observe more, react less. Train yourself to notice the small details in conversation and body language. Pause before responding. Let empathy guide your words. Practice self-reflection. Whether through journaling, meditation, or quiet contemplation, ask yourself what truly matters to you and why. Identify beliefs or habits that might just be inherited from society and refine your worldview. Set boundaries. Being helpful is admirable, but know your limits. True generosity comes from giving without resentment. If you need to say no, do so kindly but firmly. Lead quietly. If you find yourself in a leadership role, big or small, try guiding through calmness, understanding, and setting a clear example. People gravitate toward leaders whose actions match their words. By incorporating these elements into your routine, you won't just transform your personal life. You might find yourself becoming the one person others trust implicitly. Over time, the gap between who you are on the inside and how you act on the outside narrows until they are one and the same. Closing thoughts. If you've stuck around this long, thank you for watching and allowing me to share these insights with you. Whether you resonate with one trait or all 7, know that each of these can be cultivated within you. It's not about overnight change. It's about steady growth, day by day, one day at a time. Please let me know in the comments which trait resonates with you the most, or share a personal story about how solitude has shaped your journey. I'm genuinely interested in hearing your experiences. And remember, if you found value in this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who might need these insights, and subscribe to Sacred Realm. We explore spirituality, self-discovery, and living a life rich in purpose and peace. Thanks for being part of this community, and may your path lead you to the serenity and strength that awaits in solitude. Until next time, stay true to yourself and never forget the quiet power within.